All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Bell Breakdown, episode 18, I believe we are on. So, looking at the market this morning, it appears we are in the middle of the range from yesterday, which is 100% on what I expected. So, we're going to cover just a few things here, but before we do get started, if you're watching the live stream on X right now, please do like and repost the stream. That way, other people know we are live. It is recorded. They can hopefully, I'll try to close this up maybe a few minutes early. People that can't attend it live, they can watch the session briefly before market open, just for educational purposes, just to see the things that we covered. But the more people that like and repost it, the easier it is to find the stream. So I just sent it out in Discord as well. Appreciate the ones that are over on the YouTube channel watching this as well. If you're on X and you're not looking over on the YouTube side, just go over to YouTube on a separate screen or tab device, whatever it is, and just go to the search bar and type in KC Trade 777 and just go give it a like and subscribe over on the YouTube side as well. Sometimes the YouTube stream is better than the X stream, and sometimes if there's issues on one platform, you can migrate to the other. So make sure you do like and subscribe to the YouTube channel just in case the stream on YouTube is working and over here on X is not. That way you know where to find me. So make sure you do that. So good morning. Good morning. So let's go ahead and jump into the SPY. For me, it is very, very, very simple going into this open. This is your middle zone area right here between 683.4 and 683. Nothing significant within this area right now. So the only main four things that I'm going to be watching on SPY is the red zone above, right up here, which is previous month high. This is the little blue line, but then my two yellow lines right there. This zone right up here, that is going to be my resistance zone. Your previous day low back test area right over here from the Friday session. So not previous day, this is previous 2 day low. Friday session low on SPY, which is lining up with where pre-market high kind of is right now around 684.60. Underneath that, equilibrium right here, just near 683 on SPY. And then my bottom zone down here near about 681.50 on SPY. So there is, again, nothing too significant on SPY, and I expect us to stay within this range. I expect SPY to stay within this range today. If we end up breaking out of this range, I'll be very surprised, but also very happy at the same time because I might be able to catch a decent move in the market prior to FOMC. But I do not expect SPY to break above the top of this range or the bottom of this range right here. So I'm going to look for potential move down here into the green zone. I'm going to look to see if buyers step in and then trade calls back up to this area here. Um, SPY starts moving out of this zone, breaking previous day or Friday low, excuse me, around 684.60, breaking base over that, get the dollar 20 cent move back up here to the top of this zone, um, and then look for sellers to step in by that point and then bring it back down. So again, just these are the areas in which I'm looking for SPY to stay in and trade this morning. So again, there's nothing significant over on SPY. QQQ. QQQ looking a little bit weaker than SPY. So for Qs, bottom zone is right down here near 621.70 to 622.3. And then you have this midpoint area around 624 up to then 625.4, 626 zone. And then the top of the zone is going to be 628, 629. So again, I don't expect Qs to break out of this range, but Qs right now is looking relatively weak compared to SPY and IWM. So I'm wondering what names in tech right now are potentially pulling back. IWM is right near previous day low. You have support right down here near 250 psych level. Midpoint area is around 251.25. And then your top zone is going to be right up here near 252.6. So those are the three areas right there. Those are the three areas for IWM that I'm looking for it to kind of stay between. It is in a 30-minute squeeze. Was moving to the upside, hit resistance, starting to curl back down. It hasn't flipped it bearish yet, but you'll see this area here on IWM will be my demand area of support. This area right here will be my supply area of resistance, with the midpoint kind of right here in the middle, highlighting this area as like the chop zone. No trades here, but I can break and base above and below that, go to the next, go to a 5 minute. This is, let me turn this off. Essentially, this is what it looks like. Big support, chop zone midpoint, resistance supply right up there. Those are the three areas on IWM in which I'm thinking it is going to stay between. IWM does like to act differently outside of SPY and Qs, can have relative strength or relative weakness. So I traded it yesterday. And right after I entered into the trade, when I had relative weakness in the open and Qs had strength, it actually flipped. Then Qs and SPY, they were completely diverging and out of sync. Then they synced up. They both went down together. IWM started to catch a bid and started to hold. And then eventually got that next lower low and made a new low of day and went down, made some money on the puts. So looking to potentially trade IWM again today. Let's go look at tech real quick. Amazon absolutely just died yesterday. So now it is underneath that Thursday low. It is not looking too good for Amazon. This chart looks disgusting. It is running into an area where there could be some uh, traffic, just some congestion where the stock can consolidate sideways or start to get whippy back and forth around. But overall, Amazon does not look good. Google bouncing directly off of yesterday's low so far. It's one of two things, right? It's going to go up or down. No, but uh, if it can double bottom, risk to reward looks good for the long. Down here, double bottom, take it back up to around 314, 315. But overall, this looks like a lowercase h as well. So if it does not get a significant bounce down here, kind of what you would want to see previously here when this area is tested. Big green candles come back in to the move back up here. This is 614, the high is 614 or 614, 314, 314.50. If it just gets small candles and consolidates right down here, and you don't see that push from those buyers stepping in this area, then just consolidation, lowercase h, just going to break down. Let's go look. Microsoft, very, very strong and not surprised in which where it is now rejecting it. I think Microsoft can provide a pretty decent short route up here. So just looking on the left side of this chart, right over here, this was an area of resistance. This was a supply zone here on Microsoft, just between around 492, 493. Hit up this area, dropped back down to 484, hit this area again, dropped all the way down to 475. So yesterday had a really, really strong relative strength out of the gate. And if you just would have highlighted that same area where it rejected twice, it just rejected twice again. It rejected it yesterday and it rejected it now in pre-market. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Microsoft looking pretty good for potential downside after the move up yesterday. Honestly, if it pulls all the way back down to 486, that would be fantastic. You could create a little inverse head and shoulders by that point. So you have a bear case that can lead into a bull case. So you'll have that low that's right there, this big low, right? And then if it comes back down here and then can get the bounce back up. So could make an inverse head and shoulders case, but rejecting this zone right up here, getting the move back down closer to 486 looks pretty decent here for Microsoft. So your 4 hour, all those candlesticks all rejecting up there in that area. So again, looking for if it continues to hold, I would say above 489, 490. And all these candlesticks just continue to get these buyers stepping in and closing back up in that little $1 area. It's probably going to end up consolidating right there, and it can bull flag out and then rip to the high. But if they start closing underneath 489, 490, then just getting that quick move back down here, three plus dollar drop on Microsoft, retest these the 4 hour 21 or just right down here near that again, that 486 area looks pretty decent. What is Tessie doing? Tessie had a rough session yesterday. Tesla has a spot just kind of right in here, which mainly is near 433 to 435 area, I'd say. Somewhere right inside here. Drag this spot over. It's basing off of 435 right now. So Tesla can provide maybe a little bit of opportunity for upside if you see buyers continue to step in down in this 435 area. It's in a 15-minute squeeze. It's kind of like SR flip, right? You know, you got resistance here, rejection, rejection, rejection until it gets the big green candle right here to rip straight through it and finally close above it. And then it gets, the big move up. And then it comes back down, retest it. Buyer stepped in yesterday right there at the low and it retested the SR flip zone, got a nice bounce. And now it hit there again pre-market and still holding. So Tesla is in a 15-minute squeeze as of right now. You do have a little bit of bullish divergence on the RSI. MACD is bullish. The squeeze is moving to the upside. It has not flipped bullish. That is because it put in this higher low right here off of that. So you would want to see, again, this area continue to hold. Eventually, this squeeze right here to flip bullish to the upside and then get a nice push off of 435 for Tesla. So keep that one on watch. And last but not least is going to be our Apple. Apple. Nah, there ain't really too much here right now, to be honest with you. Oh, look, I already have a green zone right there. And look, boing. Look at that. What was that, yesterday? Yeah, Monday. So I already had the green zone marked from Tuesday, November 25th, 26th, 28th, and December 1st. That entire area. Very similar to that Tesla, right? So you know where your resistance is, where your support is, and then big green candle right here, it rips through it. They back tested it, they try to break down, got a buy off of it, consolidated sideways, no double bottom, and then red candle breaks underneath of it, and then all these next candles right here retest, close underneath, and it's a matter of time before it works its way down. Where is it going to go down to? The next zone. That's actually a Morningstar reversal off that support. It's a really nice area to look for buyers to step in again, and we're popping back up. So as of right now, um, nothing too decent here on Apple. It is making just a little bit lower highs and was making lower lows down to this area support and just put in a higher low. So could see something, could be a whole lot of nothing. I mean, the midpoint of that is going to be around here. Whoopsies. I meant to just put a horizontal. There we go. The midpoint of that area is going to be about here, 278. So it is just above the midpoint right here on Apple. So nothing too crazy. Back test 278, buyer step in. Can look good for calls. Take it back up here, 279, 60, 280. And then above that, I mean, runners by that point, but I'm back underneath 278. Can get a move just back down here to the bottom of the zone, bottom of the range. So on Apple, this is kind of the zone right here. So high, middle, and low. Other than that, guys, there's nothing too significant that I'm seeing. There are a few names that I'm looking to enter into positions today for potential swings. Yes, through FOMC. Um, so we shall see. I took a trim on the MDT puts from last week when it hit 101 yesterday. Um, right down here perfectly. So got a nice move down, didn't trim. I wanted 101. It bounced back up, came to the same area again, and then they sold it off in the back half of the session. Finally got to move down closer to 101. I got my fill on the contracts at 110 after adding them in the small account at 85 to get the average in. So nice little move so far. Still in CCL as well. This one's been a pain in the ass. This is why. This is CCL on the hourly chart. It just looks like it's monitoring someone's heart right now. Just up, down, 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 down. So hopefully this doesn't go on for forever. At some point in time, the Bull Bears got to win this thing. The main thing I'm watching here is the daily. So look at this consolidation. I mean, consolidation leads to expansion. And call me crazy, but I'm hoping expansion's to the upside. I'd rather see a little bit more bullish case on CCL. I love trading CCL. It's been getting kicked around for a little bit of time the last 2 months or so. So I am watching here uh, on the daily chart. You do have RSI climbing up from the lows, has not crossed above 50 yet. I'm 100% front running this trade, and MACD has crossed bullish. That is when I started front running the trade, was right over here, and now we're completely sideways. And it is in a squeeze right here, going on day number 5. So today will be day number 6 when the market opens up. And it is moving to the upside, but it has not flipped bullish. So over here on the histogram, if you notice right here, this essentially is what I'm looking for this setup. Right here, you'll see all the red dots climbing yellow, very similar to right here. And you see how right there, when it flips bullish, goes light blue, and then the red dots go away. Look what happened on CCL during that time. It's that green candle that's right there. So during this back and forth consolidation on the daily, I mean, it got some nice moves upside, moves downside, just about $1.50 range. It finally got this giant green candle, broke out of the range, and then continued to make new highs. So that same chart setup over here is what is starting to set up over here. So just wishful thinking and risk to reward down here off these lows looks good to try for the long. So it is making lower lows and lower highs, but again, I do like this area of support, and I do like how it is setting up for that potential squeeze to come in for an upside candle to break through the top of this zone. So once it breaks above like 26.3, I think that's when the squeeze can start. Last but not least, I'll cover before I jump off is EOSE. Talked about this name before. I traded it back when this thing was in the $5 to $6 area. I had 7.5 calls for January 2027. You want to talk about a fucking leap. 7.5 calls for January 2027. The stock went to almost 20 bucks uh, in November. And now we're sitting here in December and it's still at 15. I don't even want to know where I caught a decent move on EOS. I mean, I caught a really good move on EOS, but I'm looking at it again up here. So I do like this back test that I got here on the weekly, and so far getting a nice reclaim of the weekly nine. So far, candles looking good. Your daily as well. Put in a slightly higher low. Got a big reaction. Yesterday, it retested your 9 and 21, and buyers stepped in, and it got a really nice reaction off of that. And now they've crossed to the upside. So now, if you go to your 4 hour with that reaction, right, you have the big reaction here, consolidation. So you can articulate that bull flag right here, your rip up, your consolidation here, and then the break out of it. And it is right here at the top of the 4 hour breakout spot for the flag, the level, and the EMAs. So looking for this area to hold on EOS and to get a move higher after that. So would like to see a $16 break on EOS sooner rather than later. So this is essentially what I am looking at. So but remember, we have FOMC tomorrow. We'll get the interest rate decision. We will get the Powell conference. We also have some earnings coming out as well. Two big ones I believe that most people are going to be looking at are Oracle and AVGO. So it's a weird week. There was some delayed data that was supposed to come out, and then there's some data that they were like that was supposed to come out, and they were like, "Yeah, we're just not going to release it." And we're like, why? Like, why wouldn't they want to release those numbers? But they made that announcement yesterday that they weren't going to. So that's even weirder. And so market can be a little bit tricky this week. So I'm kind of sizing down and trying not to overtrade, but trying to just capitalize wherever I can see some decent setups prior to FOMC. So maybe we'll get some setups today before the rate decision tomorrow. But that's going into today, guys. That's those are the main things that I'm going to be looking at, playing ping pong back and forth between some of these zones. But then there is a few again that I think are setting up for bigger moves on a higher time frame. Again, just FOMC can maybe mess that up with the volatility, but we shall see. So what calls in CCL? So I mean, for me, I have CCL. And this position is currently down. Let me go pull up my broker. I guess I can switch the camera back. So as of right now, I have CCL $28 calls for January 2026. They're very cheap. Right now they're sitting at 75 bucks. When it comes to these cruise lines, it's either you catch them on the day where out of nowhere, your travel sector, your airlines do the same thing, and then cruise lines, your NCLH and CCL, they'll have those days where those things are just running 3, 4, 5, 6%, and you can just day trade that and catch that ride. For the swing trade on them, I usually like to buy time. So I think January, February, and March 2026 contracts are the best. Right now, the main things I'm looking at are January and March. So as of right now, starting for CCL, I am in the January 28th. I do like the March 28th and 30 calls as well. Just haven't looked into that position just yet until I see a little bit more confluence on the chart. Once I see it start to still hold and start to break above that 26.3 area, and it does start to move to the upside and potentially fire that squeeze and flip bullish, my 28s will start to print, and I can end up rolling some profits maybe into a little bit farther expiration or strike price. So looking at the March 28th or those March $30 calls, and then 28s end up going in the money for the January, close those out and leave the March ones and take that from there. So That'll be the main thing for CCL. It could just completely consolidate right here and still reject that top of the zone and then create a bear flag down there until it just breaks down lower and I get stopped out of the trade for whatever it is, minus 20 something percent. It is what it is. You're going to take losses, but any other time I'd see that trade and that setup on any stock, doesn't matter. 9 times out of 10, I would hit that trade. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. I appreciate everyone who tuned into the Pre-Bell Breakdown episode 18 this morning. Again, make sure you do like and repost the stream if you're on X, and then go over to the YouTube side and go to my channel over there and give it a like and subscribe as well. That way you can catch me over on YouTube. If I'm ever not over on X live stream for whatever reason, you know where to find me. So appreciate you guys. I will be live streaming and live trading over on the Discord side. So for the premium Discord members that are watching this live stream, I'm going to transition the live stream over here back to the premium Discord and start it up for some live stream, live trading for the day. I will be a guest speaker on the Wolf Financial X Spaces today and probably jump in the YouTube stream later on today for the last hour or so of the day. But I will mainly be streaming and trading over with the Discord team. So I'm going to go ahead and get that moved over. Everyone else, have a great rest of your trading day. Don't fuck it all up the day before FOMC, and then don't gamble the day of FOMC thinking you're going to catch crazy moves upside downside. Just yeah, protect your capital, and be disciplined, especially in a market in which we're in right now with a lot of the things that we have going on this week. And it's not the time to be going full port balls to the wall, YOLO, freaking upping your size by whatever percent. Just none of that crazy shit. This is not the time for it. It's the time to do the exact opposite of that. So, all right, guys, love you all. Have a great rest of your trip.